President Trump is fighting against historic opposition to save America and push his MAGA agenda, while weak Republicans in Congress and the Senate are standing by and refusing to help. When America's Pearson Sharp has more.
For the 80 million or more Americans who voted for President Trump, who voted to make America great again and stop putting our nation last, the last few months since January have been a bitter disappointment. Let me be clear, that is not because of President Trump. Our president is fighting tooth and nail to save our country. Donald Trump has done more for this nation than maybe any president in over 100 years, maybe ever. He is pouring his heart and soul into this nation. And yet, at every turn, something is holding him back, stopping him from accomplishing his agenda to put America first again. And I'll be blunt. It's the Republicans, the useless, corrupt Republican GOP who can't do a damn thing to help our president or this country. And so President Trump is having to do it all on his own. And this is a battle too big for just one man to fight. Now, you may say, well, Pearson, you handsome paragon of intellectual prowess, the Republicans are helping Trump. They're getting behind his big, beautiful bill and passing legislation like the Lake and Riley Act and the Take It Down Act. You're just being paranoid. Oh, really? Did you know that in his first 100 days, Trump has only gotten 5 bills signed into law? And one of those isn't even his. It's a leftover from Joe Biden. In the same time period, Biden and his pals managed to get 11 bills signed. And that was with only 50 Senate seats. We have 53. Trump issued an executive order renaming the Gulf of America, and we can't even get that passed into law. Why? Because Republicans in Congress are acting like they're in the minority. But Pearson, you towering dynamo of machismo, what about the border? Trump has sealed up Biden's open border. Trump's tried, and he's done a pretty good job, no thanks to the GOP. The White House claims a 95% reduction in crossings compared to Biden's Swiss cheese border. But that's just one part of the job. The other, very important part is getting rid of the 50 or 60 million illegals that are already here. Yes, 20 came through in just the last 4 years, but that's on top of decades of infiltration. And what are the Republicans doing to help Trump deport them? Absolutely nothing. Sure, you have token gestures like a sternly worded letter from the DHS. Wow, that's so bold. When Biden was in charge, the FBI was raiding homes, dragging people out of bed for opposing his regime. They arrested grandmothers, literal grandmothers, for praying outside abortion clinics. To say nothing of all the patriots who were arrested on January 6th, including elderly grandmothers. And yet, these sanctuary governors break federal law with impunity. Enough with the letters. Start the investigations. Start the arrests. Mayors, governors, members of Congress, if they're breaking federal law, haul them out in cuffs. Steve Bannon suffered a lot worse for a lot less under Biden's ruthless regime. But instead, we've got commie GOP judges, some appointed by Trump himself, blocking him from deporting criminal illegals. They're issuing injunctions to stop the president from doing his job, which, for some reason, wasn't controversial at all when the Democrats were doing it.
All Americans, not only in the states most heavily affected, but in every place in this country, are rightly disturbed by the large numbers of illegal aliens entering our country. The jobs they hold might otherwise be held by citizens or legal immigrants. The public service they use impose burdens on our taxpayers. That's why our administration has moved aggressively to secure our borders more, by hiring a record number of new border guards, by deporting twice as many criminal aliens as ever before.
We simply cannot allow people to pour into the United States undetected, undocumented, unchecked, and circumventing the line of people who are waiting patiently, diligently, and lawfully to become immigrants in this country.
Even as we are a nation of immigrants, we're also a nation of laws. Undocumented workers broke our immigration laws, and I believe that they must be held accountable, especially those who may be dangerous. That's why over the past 6 years, deportations of criminals are up 80%. And that's why we're going to keep focusing enforcement resources on actual threats to our security: felons, criminals, gang members.
Did you know in his 4 years, Biden issued 160 executive orders? Only 14 were blocked by federal judges. And yet, since January, President Trump's been hit with at least 86 injunctions, more than any other president in American history. George W. Bush only got 6 in 8 years. Do you know how many lawsuits have been filed against Trump in just 100 days? 328. You know how many were filed against Biden in 4 years? 19. 19 lawsuits in 4 years compared to 328 in 3 months. Are you starting to grasp the scale of abuse our president is facing, the level of corruption that has infected our nation? And Congress can stop it right now if only they had the balls. First, they could pass laws to strip courts of jurisdiction over immigration and executive orders. They could do that. They have the power. They could also eliminate entire federal courts and reassign jurisdictions. It's nuclear, but it's been done before, like in the Judiciary Act of 1802. Or, and this would probably be the simplest, they can start impeaching judges en masse. It sounds radical, but that's the only way we get our country back. There is one bill that actually has promise right now: the Restoring Constitutional Mandate for Congress to Set Rules for the Federal Courts Act. Essentially, it guts the Supreme Court's power to write its own procedural rules they've weaponized against Trump. But don't hold your breath. And guess why? Weak Republicans aren't backing it. Not one GOP Senate leader supports it. House moderates are running from it like it's radioactive. It's almost like they don't want to do their jobs. And where's Chief Justice John Roberts? He's making thinly veiled threats against Trump for not respecting the rule of law, while his own court blocks the president at every turn. He was supposed to be a conservative, but now he's helping the judiciary wage war against President Trump. You never see him lecture the Democrats, that's for sure. This isn't a difference of opinion anymore. It's sabotage. These Republicans aren't moderates, they're collaborators, bought off, sold out, and too spineless to do the job the American people sent them to do. Just look at John Thune, fighting Trump's plan to lower drug prices. Thune called Trump's plan fairly controversial. What is controversial about saving Americans money? Then there's Tom Tillis, the poster boy for rhino corruption. Tillis actually bashed Trump's reforms as short-sighted after he pocketed $400,000 from Big Pharma. These crooks have got to go. And no, this isn't about fighting each other. We should be united, but we aren't. We're at war within our own party. And unless we fix it, we'll lose the next midterms. And hell, we probably should at this point. In fact, people are so fed up with Mike Johnson's lack of leadership that 17 Republicans had to send him a letter demanding that he start doing his job. They want him to codify Trump's executive orders into law before a Democrat tears it all down. We control Congress. Johnson should be using that power like a half-crazed kamikaze, not a limp-wristed choir boy. Marjorie Taylor Greene called the GOP the party that refuses to win. She's right. We sent these Republicans to Washington to put America first. Trump puts America first, and we the people stand with Trump. Which means if you don't, then you stand against us, and we won't forget. For One America News, I'm Pearson Sharp.
For all our viewers asking where One America News is heading in the future, we would like to introduce you to OAN Live. OAN Live is the best way to stay up to date on all of the hard-hitting, straight-shooting, national and international headlines. And the best part is, OAN Live is only $4.99 per month. All the credible, honest, unbiased reporting One America News offers at a fraction of the cost of cable. Just go to OANN.com to easily sign up for OAN Live and stay informed.